Hi everyone, in this video, we will learn the basic of After Effects. This is the initial appearance of After Effects. The first thing we discuss is the project panel. On the left of this there is a project window, at the bottom there is a timeline window, in the middle there is a composition. To import asset, we can double click in the project window, or open the folder, then drag the asset into the project. We can organize our asset by creating the folder group, change its name, and drag asset into the folder. Then we will create a composition, click this section, and setting will appear like this. This is the default setting. We can set a duration here, and the name of the composition, and click OK. The display will be like this. Just drag the video here, and we adjust the video that will be used. We can press Ctrl+Shift+D to cut, and delete the necessary parts and press delete. We input another video. Because the After Effects use a layer system in timeline, then every asset will be input will be a new layer like this. We can drag the edge of this layer to trim it. Or another way, we can also press alternative and breakout logo on the keyboard. And alternative breakout logo, then we adjust a little more. For the duration of the timeline, we can also set it back by shifting this work area so that there are no empty parts. Hover over the timeline, then right click, trim to comp work area. Then to play the video, press the spacebar. If there is a delay during playback video, you can lower the preview resolution here. You can also choose half, third, quarter, depending on hardware capacity. This will only lower the playback preview resolution, not render resolution. We import the next asset. We will animate this image. Every movement we do here will change the value in the transform property. We can move the object from transform property like this. We will make an image move from bottom to above with keyframe animation. But what it is keyframe? Keyframe is the controller or mark which you put on an object or layer to mark first or last some action move. If we don't create a keyframe, the object movement setup we do will not create any animation. That's why keyframes are for. The way to use a keyframe is, we click the stopwatch in the transform property and a point will appear like this. This is a keyframe. We will step back a little and we will make a movement from below. If this keyframe is active, then every movement we make will be locked. That's creating movement between the keyframe. Every keyframe has a logo here, which means we can create keyframe like this scale, which is used to enlarge and shrink this image like this. We can refine the movement of this animation by using the Easy Ease. First select the keyframe, then right click and Easy Ease. And this is a keyframe too. Then the movement becomes dynamic. And if you enter the graph editor, by select all a keyframe, then click this, and the display will appear like this. If the appearance is not the same, you can set it here. Here we can adjust the speed of the keyframe we create. Because it's only initial stage, maybe for the detail we will discuss in another video. To make it easier when create animation, select the layer and we can press U on the keyboard to display what keyframe are active on the layer. Here we can customize a little more. Then we will add text by clicking text type. Then click on the composition and we can write a text. And we can set this text setting in the character window, such as the font that will be used, and the color, and the something that we can adjust. We will give an animation here. Before that, we cut the duration. Then we open the transform property, active the keyframe in opacity, and leave 100% in the last keyframe. Then take a few steps back and change it to 0%. If we play a video, will be like this. Then we will go to Effect and Preset section. If we come here, there will be many effects available. We will try to add an effect on this object. We will look here for the drop shadow, and we drag this effect to this object. All the effect that we give on the layer will appear in the effect control, and we can set it from here. Like this part, we adjust the distance of the shadow and the softness to make a little smooth. In addition, we can copy this effect directly by selecting the effect, then going to edit and copy, then we click on another layer that we will give this effect to, and we click edit and paste. That way the effect will be attached here. We can also add another effect. We look for it here, we drag it back to this logo, and this light appear. We will adjust it again. We move it up a little, and we give keyframe in this effect. And press U on the keyboard to bring up all of the keyframe that active on the layer, and here the keyframe of the effect. We adjust it and take few step back, click to the effect control section, and the pointer appear like this. We can move it down, and then the effect will be like this. We will also add an effect to this background, but before, we will create group first. By selecting the two layer, and right click, then pre-compose. We select the bottom one, that can be renamed, then OK. Two layers will become a group, and we can open it by double click. The layer will be in the new composition. We can still edit it here. We go back to the original composition. We will give an effect here. Find Gaussian blur in the effect preset section. We just put it on in this layer. We can immediately adjust a little here, increase the blur level, add a keyframe here. Click and press U on the keyboard and take a few steps back. Then we change the value to 0. And we try to play the video. And like this, we adjust a little more. We can also add a color correction. We look for curve in effect, then drag it to the layer. We can set the basic color and lighting here. Last is render and export process. We go to the composition, then auto render queue. We set the render first. Here we can adjust the setting. Then OK. And this the chart we can set the export folder and file name. And save. And the press render. We wait for the rendering process to finish. And if it is ready, we check the folder and play the video we edit. Thank you for following this video. If there is anything you want to ask, can be in the comment. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for the another content. And goodbye.